The Global Wellbeing Lab Forum was a unique event bringing together changemakers from all walks of life to explore ideas of well-being, gross national happiness, sustainability, and beyond GDP activities. The day was an innovative mixture of inspiring lectures together with dialogue and in-depth exchanges in small groups, and was the first such forum commissioned by the German Federal Ministry for Economic Cooperation and Development.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, dear Minds for Change. It is a great pleasure for me to open the first Global Wellbeing Lab Forum, one of the activities of our new Global Leadership Academy.
We bring together people from all over the world with totally different systems and groups of society to confront them with different perspectives.
What does it mean if we do not strive only for economic growth, but for well-being? What does it mean? What do we have to change regarding policy making, regarding what leaders are doing, regarding how do we communicate, how do we interact with population?
Speakers from the worlds of politics, business and civil society shared experiences of their own projects in the fields of well-being, progress and sustainability.
We need to increase the diversity of our minds, our working groups. So we need to try to engage with GDP guys, with treasuries, with those people that really are not at all embarked in this agenda.
We are trying to build tomorrow's local governance, together with all civil society organizations, entrepreneurs, everyone involved in a community.
Companies are part of the society. If we need to work on happiness or well-being, we need the civil society to work on that, we need politicians, and we need also companies to get and do something about it.
I thought I was the only person in the world who cared about well-being, who wasn't just on health or just on education or just on empowerment or just on equity. And I couldn't believe there was a whole group, a whole movement of people out there.
Participants broke into working groups, allowing for an in-depth exchange of perspectives and discussion.
Those people talk about their own change projects and put their own ideas better into practice by learning from others.
You have to leave your own preconceived thoughts behind in order to listen. You take on others' thoughts, which means that your own thoughts have evolved and grown richer and more complex, and it's just been an amazing experience.
The keynote speech was given by Professor Enrico Giovannini, former chief statistician at the OECD and Italian Minister for Labour and Social Policies, who has for many years been at the forefront of measuring societal well-being.
Unless we are able to extend our classical econometric models, trying to include some of these elements of well-being will be very difficult for policy advisors to enter into this mindset. This is why I really hope that this, your initiative will help governments, especially in Europe, but not only in Europe, to try to build a narrative that would really change the mindset.
The Global Wellbeing and Gross National Happiness Lab is an initiative designed to prototype innovative solutions to pressing global issues and is a collaboration between GIZ's Global Leadership Academy and the Presencing Institute together with the Gross National Happiness Center. The Global Leadership Academy is funded by the German Federal Ministry for Economic Cooperation and Development.
What the Global Leadership Academy does is not only talk about these global issues, but develop solutions which can be prototyped and implemented in the various contexts relevant to them.
The forum was the first event through which the Global Wellbeing and GNH Lab was open to a wider audience.
We feel that there is a space of possibility of social and economic innovation that we can tap into together by bringing together change makers from across all three sectors, then putting them on a journey, kind of where you're immersed, have deep dive immersion experiences in some of the really interesting pockets or hotspots of societal innovation around the globe today, and then dream up concrete ideas, prototyping ideas that allow us to explore the future by doing. Not just by talking about it, but by running small-scale, local, multi-local experiments, and then use the lab community of change makers, learning from each other's ideas in real time.
6 of the prototype projects which resulted from the Global Wellbeing and GNH Lab were presented in more detail by members of the groups developing them.
The prototype brought together these 3 organizations, I would say, SEVA, Oxfam, but also the Presenting Institute, around the question, what kind of development do young women working in the informal sector in India want?
Our prototype Genuine Progress Initiatives in the States is about engaging with governments, state governments, in terms of how do we adopt the Genuine Progress Indicator? How do we utilize it? How does it impact public policy? How does it deliver better social outcomes?
GDP does not care about distribution and it doesn't care about democracy. What we need is to bring back better alignment about what people want and what people need and what the economy delivers in order to reduce that alienation. And so for me, and this is what I want to talk about once we finish these and we break out into our workshops, is that people's voices and priorities need to be at the forefront of how we view our success.
This is where I see the biggest need in our societies. Rooms where people from different perspectives, from different backgrounds get together, discover common ground, discover common ideas, and then go back into their own areas and then bring the change into the world there.
The combination here was the first time that I saw there might be other people around who have the same reflex, not waiting for the crisis, but want to change things before the crisis is coming.
Today, I think we've caught a glimpse of what is possible.
I've seen people change today their opinions, and that gives me a good feeling.
I'm sort of astounded by the openness and by the nature of collaboration, and I think if that's actually possible, I didn't believe that it was possible, to be quite honest.
You need 3 ingredients for this agenda. One is the dreams, so you can see what is possible. The second is the courage to keep on going against all odds, and the third is trust, that you're not alone. And I think this event was perfect to cultivate all 3 of them.
I would like to conclude with a few wishes. I wish every single one of you and all of us together the following: new perspectives and inspirations for the organizations and systems we work in, ideas for prototypes and new ways to shape our global future, and I wish you the courage and the drive to lead change within our organizations and systems.